This is Heidi from Yoga Body and Soul. This is going to be a yin yoga class, 1 hour. We're going to do some deeper stretches for 2 to 3 minutes each. So this one gets a little bit deeper into the tissues, into the muscles. There's no standing poses in this one. We are going to use props. So you'll need a strap to start. If you don't have a yoga strap, maybe a belt or I don't know what else you could use, but just anything that you can use to help make a pose a little bit easier. You can either use for another prop either a rolled up blanket, and it doesn't have to be, this is just a fleece blanket. Just helps to prop up the body a little bit. If you don't have something like that, you can use a rolled up yoga mat. Or you can use a bolster. If you have a bolster, or you can make your own, just rolling up several blankets and tying them up. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. Move my props for a second. All right, we're going to start with some breathing. We're going to go ahead and start on our backs. So come to the back, letting the hips and the shoulders settle into the floor. And you can leave the feet on the floor with the knees bent, or you can bring the legs all the way down to the floor. Just move the body around until you're comfortable. All right, close the eyes. And we're going to breathe through the nose, and we're going to start to slow the breathing down. So on the inhales, you're going to take in as much air as you can, fill up the belly, fill up the lungs, to a slow count of 4, 5, or 6, or even more. And then on the exhales, you're going to release all of that air out of the body, letting the belly button sink down to the same slow count. And then continue on with the next inhale. On each exhale, try to let the body relax to the floor just a little bit more. Release any tension in the hips and in the shoulders and the jaw. You can return the breath back to a normal pace. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Bring some awareness to the body. All right, bring the feet hip width apart on the floor. We're going to cross the right ankle over the left knee. And we're going to move that right knee to the left so it lines up with the center of the body. And you'll start to feel a little bit of a stretch on that right hip. Push the knee out and away. Bring it back to center. Push it away. Center again. Push it away. Last time, center. And push it away. We're going to bring that left foot up off the floor so that left knee and that right leg are coming towards the chest. And you can grab the back of the left leg for support. You get a little bit increase of a stretch there on that right hip. Bring that foot back down. We're going to cross that right leg completely over the left, dropping those knees down to the left side of the body, trying to keep the right shoulder on the floor. And we'll gently twist here. Bring the knees back to center. We're going to bring the feet hip width apart on the floor again. This time the left ankle will cross over the right knee. We're going to move that knee to the right, starting to warm up that left hip. Push the knee out and away. Bring it back to center. Push it away. Center again. Push it away. Last time, center. And push it away. Lift the right foot off the floor, that right knee, left leg are coming towards the chest. You can grab the back of the right thigh for support. Bring the foot back down. Cross that left leg completely over the right, dropping the knees down to the right side, keeping the left shoulder down, and we'll gently twist. Bring the knees back to center. Both feet on the floor again. And then we're going to bring the knees to the chest. And we'll start to rock a little bit on the spine until we come up to a seated position. All right. We're going to do some arm, neck, and shoulder stretches here. So just sitting comfortably in a cross-legged position. Nice and tall with the back. We're going to reach the right arm out. palm to the ceiling, drop the fingertips down, pull the fingers towards the body as the thumb reaches towards the ceiling. A good forearm stretch, palm stretch. You can come out of any of these poses at any point you can. Feel free. And shake that arm and hand out. Left arm, palm up, drop the fingers down to the floor, pull them towards the body, thumb up towards the ceiling. And we'll shake that arm out. Hands come together, prayer position in front of the chest, fingertips to the bottom of the palms touching. And we're just going to slide the palms towards the belly button, trying to keep those palms together. So you start to feel that stretch in the wrists and in the forearms. And we'll breathe here. And slowly bring the hands back up to the heart. And let's do some wrist releases. So just pressing the palm towards the forearm. Just an opposite motion with the wrist. Hands can rest on the knees. Making sure the back is nice and tall. We're going to inhale here at center. Then exhale, bring the chin towards the chest. And we're going to hold it here. Let the head be heavy towards the floor, but keep that back tall. We're going to turn the head to the right, still looking down, so that nose is coming towards that right shoulder. We're going to hold it here. You can even bring that left arm straight and out to the fingertips to the floor on the left side. And you'll start to feel an increased stretch in the neck, and in the arm and in the top of that left shoulder. Bring the chin back towards the chest. Then we're going to turn the head to the left. So the nose is coming towards that left shoulder, still looking down. And that right arm can reach out to the right side, fingertips touching the floor. I'm feeling that increased stretch in the whole right side of the neck and the shoulder and the arm. Chin towards the chest again. And then we're going to slowly bring the head back to center. And slowly lift the head towards the ceiling, dropping the head back, just as far back as is comfortable, where you can still breathe. Stretching the neck and the jaw. Slowly bring the head back to center. We're going to do some shoulder rolls. So we're just going to lift the shoulders up by the ears, drop them forward, back down, towards the back, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then just continue on nice, big, exaggerated circles at your own pace. Reverse direction. And then just relax the shoulders down. All right, from here we're going to come onto hands and knees for some cat-cow. So the knees are directly under the hips and hip width apart. Hands are shoulder width apart. Fingers spread wide, wrists are under the shoulders. You have a flat back to start. And then we're going to inhale, drop the belly so the tailbone and the head are coming up. Exhale, round the back towards the ceiling, belly button coming up, dropping the tailbone and the chin towards the chest. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. Exhale, round the back towards the ceiling. 3 more rounds at your own pace. Excuse me. Just come to a flat back when you're done. We're going to do some hip rotations in this position. So just lifting that right leg a little bit, we're just going to move the hip. So just kind of roll that leg around. Reverse direction. With that same leg raised up, maybe bring that knee towards the chest. Push the leg straight out behind you. Just a couple of those, just to get a little movement here. Bring the knee back down. The other side. So lift that left leg so that knee's pressing towards the chest, and then just start to rotate the hip. Big circles. Reverse direction. Bring it back to center. Bring the knee towards the chest. Straighten that leg out behind you. Just do that a couple of times. Alright, and then bring that knee back to the floor. We're going to start with thread the needle. So for this one, you're in tabletop. And we're just going to move that right hand out just a little bit more in front of you. We're going to thread that left arm through that opening, dropping the left shoulder towards the floor, left side of the head to the floor. And if you need to put a block under the head, you can, or a blanket. And you can leave that hand on the mat with the elbow raised towards the ceiling, or you can straighten the arm, push the floor away, and you'll start to feel a little bit of an increase in that stretch in that upper left shoulder and upper left side of the back. Hips are raised towards the ceiling. If it ever becomes uncomfortable, you can come up out of the pose and just come to tabletop. right hand back towards the head on the mat. Slowly come up, back to all fours. And we're going to do the other side. So this time the left hand will move out in front of the right, still shoulder width apart. And we're just going to bring that right arm, threading it through that left arm opening, dropping the right shoulder down, right side of the head down, with that elbow raised towards the ceiling, or you can straighten the arm, pushing the floor away, increase stretch here, and we'll hold it here. Let that right shoulder sink into the floor. Move that left hand closer to the head, pushing up onto all fours again. Maybe just kind of shrug the shoulders. Get a little movement there. All right, we're going to come into Sleeping Swan. And for this one, you might want if you have a rolled up blanket, you can always, one way to modify this is to actually, when you bring the knee towards the hand, is to actually sit across the blanket. I'll show you real quick. So you would be just sitting on top of it, and it brings the hips up a little bit higher. So you can do that, or you can place the blanket underneath the right tush as we start this first side. So you're tabletop on all fours. We're going to bring that right knee towards the back of the right hand, and that right foot is in front of the left hip. And as you start to bring the hips down, that left leg comes out straight behind you, top of the foot to the floor. And just trying to keep the hips as evenly coming down as you can. So that bottom of that leg is at a diagonal here. And if you feel like you're comfortable with it, you can always bring the bottom of the leg more parallel to the edge of the mat, but it's going to increase the stretch in the knee. All right, so you can stay here with the hands flat to the floor, the torso up, or start to fold down. You can bring the blanket here or some blocks here to rest the head on. You can even cross the arms and just rest your head on the hands. We're just going to let that front of the body drop down towards the floor. And feel the stretch in the right hip, maybe the front of the left leg. And just start to settle into it. As the body relaxes here, remember to focus on the breath. If the mind starts to wander, the mind starts to stress, let it come to a relaxed state as well. come up onto the hands. Then slowly just start to walk the hands back. You can roll onto that right hip. And then just slowly bring the knees back under you into that tabletop position. Maybe just kind of rock the hips side to side. Still loosen up that right hip. All right, we're going to do the other side. So this time the left knee is going to come to sit right behind that left hand. And that left foot's in front of the right hip. As that right leg comes down, the hips are coming evenly towards the floor. And you can always slide a block or the blanket underneath that left tush to help bring that down evenly. And then just start to make your way towards the floor. Just as far down as is comfortable. Just where you feel that stretch, but nothing too intense. Nice, smooth, even breaths through the nose. If you feel angry maybe, or start to get maybe a little stressed in some of these poses, it's okay. It's okay to feel the tension. Just focus and know that we're only holding these for a couple of minutes. And just maybe notice why you're feeling those feelings for just a second. And if nothing comes to you, don't stress about it. Just focus on the breath. Sometimes getting into these deeper stretches will cause emotions to come up, cause tension to rise to the surface. So no need to dwell on it, but just notice that it can happen and it's okay. Alright, slowly coming up on the hands again. Walk the hands back, roll out on that left hip to bring the knees back under you. Tabletop position. Just move the hips side to side. We're going to come down to the floor for a back bend, seal pose. So the feet are hip width apart, the legs are straight on the floor. Starting with the hands under the shoulders, we're going to move the hands out in front of us and then out to the side. So you have a wider stance with the hands and the arms. We're going to slowly, on an inhale, bring the head, the chest, and the belly up. Arms come straight. So if you need to come just to the elbows, you can. And the elbows will be directly under the shoulders. This is Sphinx pose. So the same position, just not as intense. So if you want to be here, you can do that. Just let the shoulders relax down the back. You can play with the tailbone, maybe dropping it more towards the feet. See if that feels any different in the stretch. Breathe through the nose. Close the eyes. Let the lower abdominals and the hips sink into the floor. Slowly bring the chest and the head down. Hands can just rest on the mat. Elbows can drop down. Just relax the body for a few breaths. Yeah, I think I lost you guys. Sorry. If anybody was watching. If it's on my page later, just know there's 2 videos. Alright, so we were in seal pose, well, we were resting from seal pose, so we're going to get back into it. So you can always come into Sphinx again on the elbows and just bringing the chest up. Hands are shoulder width apart. Or those hands are out in front of you and out to the sides, wider stance, and just bring the chest and the belly up. Getting a deep back bend here. Slowly bring the torso down. Hands can rest by the shoulders and just let the body relax. Alright, we're going to come to child's pose. So just coming up to that tabletop position, we're going to bring the knees wide on the mat, big toes touching behind you, just dropping that tailbone down towards the feet, and then just starting to drop the belly down. Bringing the head towards the floor, and you can always reach the arms out in front of you, or you can fold the arms up and rest the head on the arms. We're going to be here for a couple of minutes, so if you would need to come out of it at any time, please feel free. As you rest in this pose, let the hips and the tailbone sink a little bit lower. Let the belly really relax towards the floor. Let the forehead relax. Release the jaw. Let all the tension melt from the body here. Slowly, we're going to push up to the hands. We're going to come into a seated position. We're going to come into staff pose. So legs and feet are sitting nice and tall with the torso. Toes pointing to the ceiling, hands to the sides. Might even do a few ankle rolls here. Reverse direction. Coming back to staff. We're going to do a seated forward fold, and we're going to use a prop, either your rolled up blanket or if you have a bolster handy. We're going to slide the prop under the knees. So you're decreasing the distance where the torso has to come down to the legs. All right, sitting nice and tall. Inhale, reach those arms up. And then exhale, just start to bring the belly towards the thighs and the chest towards the and then just drop the arms. You might even want to roll those shoulders forward, bring the chin towards the chest. We'll increase the stretch in the upper back and the neck. Notice on each inhale how the belly and the chest might be a little constricted here. If you really fill the belly and the lungs up, you're going to feel those internal organs being massaged by the thighs. Really fill up that back, then you press up towards the ceiling. And just let everything relax a little bit more on each exhale. Slowly, we're going to roll the torso, come back up to a seated position, nice and tall. We're going to remove the bolster out of the way. We're just going to do a little ease stretch posture here. So the hands are going to be behind you about 10 to 12 inches, fingertips pointing towards the toes, fingers are spread wide, arms are straight. You're just going to lift that chest towards the ceiling, squeezing the shoulder blades together. Head can drop all the way back if it feels comfortable, or you can even bring the chin towards the chest, wherever the neck feels good. And then come back up to that staff position. All right, we're going to come to our back. And we're going to need the bolster and your strap handy. Just have the strap near you. Coming down on the back, letting that torso settle to the floor. The feet on the floor, knees bent. We're going to lift the hips, sliding the bolster under the tailbone and hip area. And then you can use the rolled up blanket. It won't be such a so high up for the hips. All right, once you feel comfortable there, just bring those legs up as straight as you can. You can flex the feet a little, point the toes, roll the ankles, just get a little movement there. Adjust the back till it's comfortable, arms resting on the floor. And we'll just bring the body to stillness. Let the torso and the back of the head and the arms be heavy on the floor. Let the legs and the feet just float above the body, noticing how light they feel. With the body being still and relaxed, notice the mind. Notice any thoughts. Notice any worries, any feelings. And just focus on the breath. Know that all of those worries and thoughts will pass. And know that you're in this moment. And so be present in this moment. And slowly bring both legs down, feet to the floor. Lift the hips to remove that bolster. You're going to grab your strap. We're going to place both feet in the strap, below the feet below the toes, sorry, on the bottoms of the balls of the feet. Straighten those legs for a second. Hands are on both sides of the strap. We're going to leave that right foot in the strap, dropping that left leg down to the floor straight, or you can bend the knee and have the foot on the floor. Whichever feels better for the lower back. The hands on the strap, we're going to move that right leg a little to the left, starting to warm up that right hip. Coming back to center. Right hand's going to grab the strap. Left arm is just going to be on the floor on the left side. We're going to slowly start to drop that right leg out to the right side. And it doesn't have to be perpendicular to the mat. It can be more at a lower angle, if that feels better. And you're just dropping that foot down as far as it feels good on that inner thigh. You can use the elbow to help support, or you can drop it down towards the floor. Notice where you feel the stretch in the body, maybe the left front of the body and that right inner thigh. Once you've found your spot, we're just going to hold it here. And start to relax the rest of the body. The left leg, the left arm, the jaw. You can think about maybe dropping that leg just a little bit closer to the floor. Feel how that inner thigh has released a little bit. And we're slowly going to bring that leg back up to center using the strap. This time the left hand's going to grab the strap, right arm's on the floor. We're going to drop that leg down to the left side, coming into a twist, and only coming down as far as is comfortable. So when you start to feel a little bit of that stretch in the right hip, just stay there. You don't want to feel any pain. You don't want to feel any burning. Just a little bit of a stretch here. And once again, keeping that right shoulder down on the floor to start to relax the body. Using the strap, slowly bring that leg back to center. We're going to switch feet in the strap so that left leg comes up. Let's unstrap that right leg's going to come down, or foot to the floor with the knee bent. Holding the strap, we're going to move that leg to the right just a little, starting to warm up the left hip this time. Bring that foot back to center. With the left hand on the strap, right arm's on the floor on the right side of the body. We're going to drop that leg out to the left side. Remember, you can use that left elbow to help prop the leg up, or you can drop it down closer to the floor. Once you've found your spot, start to relax the rest of the body. Relax the right front of the body, right side of the body, the arm, the jaw, the right leg. Just let that left inner thigh open up. Maybe let that left leg sink a little closer to the floor. Slowly, using the strap, bring that leg back to center. That right hand's going to grab the strap, left arm's on the floor. And we're going to drop that leg to the right side of the body, coming into a twist. Trying to keep the left shoulder on the floor if you can. And just coming down wherever you feel that stretch in the left hip. Nothing too intense. We're going relaxing the body. Close the eyes, breathe deep through the nose. And try to let that leg fall just a little closer to the floor. See how that feels in the stretch. And then slowly bring that leg back up to center. We're going to release the strap and just set the strap aside. Alright, we're going to bring the knees to the chest. Come into happy baby, so just let those knees drop out to the sides. The feet can just be touching here in the middle. Or you can bring the bottoms of the feet towards the ceiling, so like an upside down squat position. You can grab the thighs, you can grab the calves or the outsides of the feet, and just let those knees be pulled gently towards the floor. Alright, bring the knees to the chest. We're going to come into Shavasana, or final relaxation. So the knees can stay bent with the feet on the floor if the lower back is feeling uncomfortable. Or you can bring those legs all the way down to the floor, feet just falling open. Arms are by the sides, palms facing the ceiling. Make any little adjustments that you need to be comfortable. And we're going to close the eyes. We're going to start to let the body release any tension. Let it all melt down to the floor. Breathe through the nose, just smooth, deep breaths, and relax. Notice any tension in the body. Every exhale, just release that out towards the floor. Focus on the breath. And just relax. Start to bring awareness to the body. Wiggle the fingers and toes. Slowly bring the feet to the mat. Knees are bent. And then bring the knees to the chest. Roll to your right side, rest on your arm. Gently to seated. We'll come to a cross-leg position. Sitting nice and tall. Close the eyes, we'll breathe here. Bring the hands, prayer position, to the heart. Notice the quiet mind and the still body. And know that you can find that place anytime that you're stressed or worried. And just focusing on the breath will also help calm you down. Last breath here. And yes. Namaste. I think in the middle of that it got cut off, so if I can get the two on there, I will try, and I will try to get it on YouTube later tonight. If not, if it didn't work, then just check back next week. I'm going to do my beginner flow class will be tomorrow at 10 a.m. And then next week I will have a Monday flow class I'm going to go live at 4. And then Wednesday will be the relaxation class at 4 and the yin class again Thursday at 4. So just check back here, and you can check out YouTube for any other videos as well. Have a good rest of your day.